Easy to make sour mash, reusing your grains? Let's follow along. My name is Jersey. If you want to see where we started, look up there. I will leave the link. I will show you how I made a night-night mash in a pressure canner. Super easy, super fast. You don't want to miss it. Go watch it now. And we are back. It's been a little over a week, and as you can see, it's done fermenting. We're going to take a specific gravity with our hydrometer or the refractor. We're going to take a reading. There's very little movement, as you can see. This is just like unused yeast. Everything's been converted. You always have your floaters to the top. That's normal. So we're going to go take a reading, and we're looking for about 0.099. Check out the video I have on that and the blog. It goes really into detail on that. It's very good. Let's pull it closer and let's use a refractor. We're going to use our siphon and siphon it as close as we can before we hit the sediment. We're going to put this ready for run, and then the mash we're going to put into another bucket, 5-gallon bucket, and make a sour mash out of that. We're going to recycle it again. I'm going to use my refractor. I have a video on that too, check it out. Go over to the window. We're at 1.029. That means it is 0. We're also going to use a hydrometer. This is specific gravity hydrometer. Ray, could you give that a read? Make sure you're at eye level and tell me what you see.
If you look, it is right about at the...
What would that make it?
It is between 1.0 and 0.99.
Spot on. It is ready to siphon off. Now, if we would have used raisins, it would have took a lot longer. For the sake of doing this video and getting this part up, we forego the raisins. We didn't have to have them. As you see, it's perfect. Now we're going to siphon this off, put the liquid into the still, give it a run, and reuse the grains to start another batch. Now, granted, the other batch is really going to be a sour mash because this is very, very soury. Now, I am super busy. Today is Sunday, and I'm going to be doing my sister channel videos today. So all I'm going to do is put the airlock back on until tomorrow when I have time. We don't have to take any more readings. It is done. Once it's done fermenting, you could do it in a week if you wanted to. Just know it's going to be more soury as the day goes by and how much heat you have in your room. So I'm going to run this tomorrow, and here we are racking off what we put in the pressure cooker. We're going to drain using a siphon hose into this bucket where we have other 6 grain racked off. We're going to combine them. We're going to eventually have 20 gallons that we'll be able to run. So let's go get our siphon hose. Today we'll not be learning about how to use it and all that. We're just going to show you how we're going to siphon it off and reuse the grains. Ray's going to remove the stopper or the bung. We're going to leave the black lid on. Any materials that we are using can be found in the shop section on our blog. I'll leave the link below to our blog. You want to go at an angle. Like I said, today is not going to be a learning lesson. You just don't want to plunge it down to the bottom. It takes a good 5 minutes. Be patient. Once it starts going, gravity pulls it and feeds it down the bottom. There's the end of it. That's why we also love the glass carboys. You can see where the siphon's going. In a bucket, you're really just going to have to guess. And another reason why I like to leave the lid on, it's something you can lean against. It's less likely to slip versus if that lid was off and you're just leaning your hand against the glass rim, you have a chance of it slipping and siphoning the bottom sediment, which you do not want. Once we siphon off the liquid, we're just going to reuse this glass bubbler. We're going to add 5 pounds of white sugar to a little bit of water, dissolve it, put it into the glass bubbler, fill it almost all the way up like we did before, let it get 95, pitch our yeast, and take our first gravity. Okay, Ray's going to pull that up to stop the siphoning. This one's full. So we're going to go get another bucket, continue the process, and we'll be back when it's time to add the sugar water. We took about a gallon of water and dissolved 5 pounds of white sugar. We're going to pour it into the mash that we just drained off, and then we're going to take a temperature reading. The reason we need to take a temperature reading, we need to add more water. We need to know whether we need to raise the temperature or lower the temperature. We're looking for about 95 degrees so we can pitch our yeast. 81 on the outside. And give it a stir.
82 on the outside.
So we're going to add another gallon of hot water. and we'll take another reading. We're going to leave a little wiggle room in case we need to lower it or raise it in order to pitch our yeast. The temperature we're going to add is about 100 degrees because we know we need to raise the temperature before we pitch the yeast. Great way to reuse and recycle your 6-grain mash. You can also do this with corn. It's a very sour mash right now, and it will continue to be sour until we run it. Make sure when you go to reuse this, you wash it with very hot soapy water because there's bacteria on there from the last run. You want a brand new start, brand new finish to be clean and sanitized. You want it to about the top fill line, about right here. So that will leave some wiggle room. Go ahead and stir it and take a temperature, Ray. And also, once we take our specific gravity reading, that will tell us if we need to add more sugar. So we need the space in case we have to add more sugar. We're at 92. So anywhere between 90 and 105. 95 is optimal. We're going to use a refractor. That's our favorite one. We're at 1.068. We'd like it to be around 1.07. Our range is between 1.06 to 1.09. We're right on. We're not going to add any more sugar. We're going to go ahead and pitch our yeast. Give it a good stir, Ray. Add the rest of the water that's in the bucket. That's going to bring us down to about 1.07. I'm going to have Ray take another reading. And we're going to validate the temperature also. Make sure you start with a clean refractor again. So it's 1.063. Yes, it went down. We're still above the 1.06. I'm going to say it's a go. I'm not going to add any more sugar. And we're going to do a temperature reading. Wipe the refractor. Take a temperature reading, and if it's in the 90 to 105, we're going to pitch the yeast. According to the hydrometer reading, our potential alcohol is around 8%. Go ahead and stir it, Ray. Take a temperature reading and let's pitch the yeast. 90 outside, 91 inside. I'd like it to be 95, but I don't want to add any more water. So we're going to go ahead and pitch the yeast. Besides, it's 99 degrees out today. If it was winter time, I would have added more hot water. But since it's been 90s all month, I'm not worried about it. We gauged, we know that 3/4 of this little heart is about 1 to 2 tablespoons. We're going to sprinkle it on top like we do all our other videos while it's still twirling. We don't stir it. We're going to leave the top off for about 30 minutes, let it proof. Then we're going to put the top and the airlock on. But right now, that's good to go. Okay, had lunch. It's been about 45 minutes. No big deal. Gnats are in here, so I put a little cover on it. See that beautiful foam? Again, I don't stir it. If you want, go ahead and stir it. I don't find a need to. Now we're going to put our clean, sanitized lid on. Our airlock that's filled to the min-max with Moonshine. You may use filtered water if you want. Remember to write down your original gravity or starting gravity. I'll leave a link, and you can go to the blog and print yours out. Watch your blow. Should be within seconds. There it goes. That's how quick it was. We did not add any more mash. We left what we had in there, added the sugar water, and there she goes. Happy camper. So here are 2 more buckets of rebatched, I called recycled mash.
About 5 pounds of grain split between 2 buckets. 6 pounds of sugar dissolved in warm water. This is some rye and oats and a little bit of barley.
What's the temperature of your water?
About 150. Get a little conversion, but we're not really, it's just for added flavor. No change.
You're going to divide it between the 2 buckets?
No, I've already added one in the other one.
So the other one has exactly what that one has in it?
Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is take a temperature reading.
Absolutely safe to use a metal one. This is a stainless steel when we have the buckets.
86.
86, that's too low. Minimum I would ever go with 90. I don't care to do 90, but if it's 90 and I don't have any more room, that's fine. But we're going to need to add some more hot water to bring the temperature up.
105.
105. I prefer 95, so by the time we go add more hot water to the first bucket, the second bucket should have dropped a little bit. And then we're going to pitch our yeast to both of them and take a specific gravity reading, either hydrometer or refractor. We prefer the refractor, a lot more convenient, don't have to deal with the test tube. Need a video on that? I have one for you and a blog.
100 degree water.
Don't forget to get your batch sheet. Go over to the blog and print you out some for free.
This one's 80 degrees. This is 100-degree water, so it'll bring it up about 10 degrees.
Give it a stir and take a reading.
90.9. So we can add a little hotter water to this one. This is like 150, 160 degree water, but there's only about a quart and a half.
Temperature at
96 degrees.
spot on. That's exactly perfect. See how easy that was? Add hot water, bring it up, let it cool room temperature, add colder water, bring it down if it's too high. Very easy to manipulate the temperature.
This one's a 1.072.
Again, we're going to leave the top off about 30 minutes. Let it foam, do its thing, and then we'll put the top on. We don't stir our yeast until you need to. Go ahead, make sure you clean your refractor every single time after using it.
So this one here is 101. This is 90-degree water.
Great, that should equal it out.
1.068.
Perfect. So we're going to write down all the information on our batch sheet, put it in a bag, and put the lanyard around each one. Now we're going to pitch the yeast to the second one. We're using DADY yeast. As you can see, the first bucket's been less than 5-6 minutes and it's already starting to foam. So Ray's going to write his information down.
As you can see, this one's starting to foam. Got my tags, my notes. Put a lid that has a rubber gasket in there. I put the hole toward where the handle will come up this side. The airlock will be out of my way. As you can see, they've already started bubbling. There was no yeast nutrients added. There was no raisins added. This should be 5 to 10 days. I'm thinking more like 7. You can see this one's working away as well. Got the tags on there. These ones are all racked off, ready to go. These should be ready to run anytime I'm ready.
Please visit our #1 video, how to make a simple mash if you don't want to use a pressure canner. Visit our sister channel where we cook from scratch, old-timey living, and more. And please subscribe and hit that bell.